thirsty.
All right. Quarterback Kyle Allen, running back Trey Carson. Questions? Here in the middle, Rich. Please address the players too. What you go?
Kyle, there's one sequence where it looked like they might have taken the lead on that one play, and then you guys come back and drive. Can you just talk about what that means with the team to overcome that and have that kind of a drive to follow it?
Yeah, I think if that play would have standed, it would have been a real test for the team to see what we were made of. But things like that are going to happen, and we got lucky and we got a penalty on that play, and I think that kind of opened the eyes of everybody on the offense, and we just started to drive, and we just drove all the way down the field, kind of like we did the first drive, and really just kind of just rolled. And I think that was a big turning point in the game for our offense.
Here in front, Kate.
How are things gelling with the offensive line around you? Do you feel like your protection is where it needs to be? What's your communication like with those guys?
Yeah, I mean, the communication has always been great between us. I think that protection-wise, we can be a little better up front. I thought they played well today on a lot of different protections, but there were some times when we just did kind of standard protection where communication, I think, wasn't fully there. But I mean, that's what these early season games are for. I think the communication between us is getting a lot better, and I think they're starting to figure out how they gel as a unit and how that front five is going to work together. And Mike's always been a great communicator up front, and he's been playing really well this season. So having him there is big for us, and I think it's going to help us down the way.
On the right side, Brent. And then we'll go to Daryl in the back.
Kyle, do you feel overall this offense is ready for SEC play?
Yeah, I think as a whole, the entire team is ready for SEC play. We didn't do a great enough job to finish out these last two games that we played, but I think you can see when we played Arizona State how ready we were for that game. And I know that coming into any game, you want to be ready fully for any opponent you're playing, but I think everyone's hungry for SEC play. I know for a fact that I am, and I'm ready to play some SEC games and get this thing going. But as an offense, you can definitely tell that we're ready and just hungry to play some big-time games.
Staying in the back, Daryl.
Kyle, can you put your finger on maybe what happened? Was it maybe their defense, or did you guys have some execution issues where you weren't able to get the ball in the end zone down there close when you I'm sure wanted to?
Yeah, I think that's a main thing that we focus on is getting the ball, not only points, but getting the ball in the end zone and the red zone. And I know that as an offense, we're unhappy with our performance in that, and I just think that's really comes down to first down efficiency and how many yards we get on first down, and then converting on third downs. I was looking over the scoreboard, and we didn't have very good third down conversion today. And if we're going to want to win SEC games, we need to step that up. But there was times where we were driving and just stalling in the red zone, and we can't be doing that in later on games.
Here in the front, Zach.
Trey, I'll ask you a question. Rushed for over 130 yards today. How do you feel about your performance, and how nice is it to finally break that 100-yard barrier this year?
I think I did okay today. I can definitely some things I can work on, to get better. But overall, the offensive line did a great job opening up the holes, and the quarterback did a good job in making the right reads and giving me the ball and pulling it at times. So, I think I did okay overall.
Here in front, Kate.
I know you've waited all these years to get a lot of carries, but do you like that Brandon can come back over and play on both sides a little bit?
Oh, yeah, Brandon, that's my boy, So he welcome to come back anytime.
Anything else? All right, we'll go to Daryl and then Mark.
Trey, can you address the team and getting ready for SEC play in Arkansas next week? I mean, kind of where you think you guys are as a team, your perspective on that?
I think Kyle did a good job talking about how I think we're going to be very excited and very, prepared, ready to play SEC. I think the team will be focused and amped and pumped and ready to go.
We'll wrap these two guys up with Mark.
Kyle, can you talk a little bit about the relationship that you're developing with your wideouts? You had 4 touchdowns today, I think, to 4 different guys. So definitely spreading the wealth.
Yeah, and that's something that I talked about a couple weeks ago with how many receivers you have. You just don't know who's going to go off in what game, and you don't know who's going to have a big game. So the relationship I have with receivers is great. They're all playing for each other and not playing selfishly, and they can tell that they're all going to get the ball and they're all going to get their part in the offense. And you can see that with everyone on offense. Almost everyone in the starting 4 had a touchdown today. And I think I was trying to count during the game. I think 5 or 6 different guys in the receiving corps have a touchdown this season. So they know that how much talent is there, and that drives them to compete throughout the weeks, throughout practice, and in games for playing time. And the biggest thing in our wideout group is that, like I said earlier, they play for each other and they play for the team.
One last one with Brent right here.
Kyle, you had some nice runs today. Is that something you feel is important to show some upcoming defenses, that you're not just going to sit back there and throw it, that you can run it as well?
Yeah, that was a big thing in our offense this year, was the run pass option, or the run keep option with the quarterback. And the way they were playing us today, I don't always want to run the ball. I kept telling Trey I'm going to start handing it off more, but the DNs just kept crashing on them. So they were opening up big holes for me, and that's just a part of our offense. Some games there will be games where I'll run the ball one time, but sometimes like today there'll be 10. So it just all depends on one day, and I'm sure it's good to get on film for other teams to worry about that, to open up other holes and open up other things.
All right.